Alrighty, welcome back. Wanted to do a quick update on BTC. The last video we did was the BTC update, discuss the meat and potatoes probable high for BTC on Kraken to peak around. I think the exact number I was using was around 10,663, somewhere between 10,663 and 10,659. The high came in real close to that, which is a real kudos to Electron capture method. If we were to really drill down here and look at the exact high, I mean, God, you can just see, just how accurate this was. Most people would call something like this impossible. I'm sorry if I'm tooting my own horn, but the math is good. The exact high here, let's mark it up. I think it ended up being 10,666 perhaps. In fact, actually we could check the actual high print. What was the high print? The high print looks to be 10,665. So we're talking about 3 or 4 points away from the high. The following target after the release of this next short, we're looking to bring it in somewhere around frame support here around 10.2 or so. We're not completely done with the rally. We're not completely done with the sell-off. The first big leg occurred earlier this morning, and then now it looks like we're coming into the second leg. Second leg should pull us back to the exact same teal line that we say never exists. This is that teal line. We've been discussing this for 1 or 2 videos. But we think that it'll draw back somewhere there. Yellow here is Murray Math 1/8 line support at 1070. A more conservative look, 10329. If you've been riding this short, 10329 is probably a pretty good place to cover, and you'll probably get another opportunity to short again back up near 10.4. So anyhow, just kind of wanted to toot the horn there. That worked out pretty well. And let's see where we're going to next in kind of a big picture. So not a whole lot has changed. I don't believe this is going to be the high of the rally, but it could be. I'm in continue to short mode. If we come down here and get support around 10.48, go ahead and kind of map this out a little bit too so you guys can get a little visual. Maybe we'll come down here, get a little support, and then maybe try this again and maybe get back up here for one more finish. If we do, prices again 10,950, 11,000, things in that range, and then we kind of have the feeling that things are going to teeter out and head lower. So we'll kind of talk about that more later as we get there. The other possibility is that we've already seen the high. Again, I don't think so. I think we'll get a little bit higher prices. If you've been long, selling the long around 10.5, 10.6 was probably the best way to go. I don't think I would be trying to hold longs all the way to the top of this frame. That's probably just, probably a little bit of a stretch in terms of a safe bet and a high probability trade. But if it does continue to decline, if it sort of goes sideways here just a little bit and then is able to break down further, then it's basically the same move. It'll just happen a little bit sooner. Targets down here can get as low as 10 or 7,500. 8,750 is kind of like almost a guarantee. We'll kind of wait for us to break down past this middle channel support of the blue largest trend channel, which has been carrying us up all the way up from this rally, at around 3,300. And the 67 or the 62.5% reflection line here is what we're citing as perhaps our kind of lowest target for the moment, somewhere around 7,100, 7,200. something like that. But it's a ways away, so won't worry too much about that for now. Again, we also have this um, downward sloping reflection line, and so we kind of expect time to take us to the right and just sort of backfill until we finally start hitting this line. I don't think things really should accelerate precipitously to the downside. So probably what we're in now is just a regular pullback, what we expected. We want to close that up fairly short period of time, get that closed up, lock in some profit, and just kind of set up to do it again. If you are trading with speed, let's kind of zoom in a little bit closer. These can get a little messy, but if you are trading with speed, there's a possibility you could try going long here and here. Maybe not here. I'd feel pretty comfortable about going long here around 10.1 if I saw it, and the bounce I'd be looking for would be, back to around 10.4. There was a particle line that was printed here this morning. Let me update this chart. Actually, I think I have a better chart here. I think this one's already updated. Yeah, this is a little bit better. So there was a particle line printed this morning that we can look to short. It already produced a nice short, an effective short that could have been capitalized on. And let's map that one out here real quick. That would have been right here, around 10.481. Go ahead and color code that peach and put it into particle form. All right, so what we can see here is just an example, very clear example of what a particle line does. We were in this trend channel. I'm going to darken this up just to highlight it in this example, make sure everybody can kind of see what it is we're doing here. And looks like I'm going to have to save and refresh. But I'm going to do my best to start putting in a little education into every one of the videos. None of these are really meant to be educational videos. These are all meant to be trading videos for people who are already aware of the process and the system and have some terminology behind them. But obviously people are going to come across this stuff, however it may be. And if we can educate a little bit along the way, why not? So here is that trend line. I'm going to darken this up so that people can see what we're talking about. So this was a rally that had begun late, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, I believe. This is August. Oh no, I'm sorry. This was just earlier yesterday, late yesterday, or late the day before yesterday. And we've been in this rally in this last leg. It was wave 5 of 5. And we broke down through the channel support here. We broke down through it, and that creates the location in which it breaks apart. We call that a particle line. I'm going to darken this up a little bit as well. And basically what it's saying is that the next time the market rallies back up to that point, there's going to be some significant resistance there. So this is kind of what that looks like here. So this is the first place where it broke through and permanently left the particle, or left the upward trend channel. And then the next time that it came back up to test it, it failed, and here we are. So what might we see from here? Well, if someone wanted to really map this out, step 1 is to anchor another trend channel in the downward direction. Just for identification's sake, we're going to switch that over to a different color so we can see it. And so a couple things here. We're probably going to see slightly lower low now, probably some rally, and then probably finish this up here. And how low we go down here is a little bit murky right now. We're not 100% sure, but there's a general possibility that has lows getting down to 10.2 and has some support coming in from this trend channel, a little bit larger here, probably hard to see. I'll go ahead and darken that up as well. But so we're looking for something in that neighborhood. My favorite strategy is to set up a trade, let it release, take profits, lock that in, let it back up the other way, lock in another trade, lock in some more profit, lock in another trade, lock in more profit. I'm not really one to spend a bunch of time letting a trade unfold. I don't find that helpful. I don't find it necessary. I find it stressful. And a lot of times, if you're not 100% on top of your game, you'll miss something, and you've got a really great trade going. It's going in your direction. Things are going really well. Lo and behold, you kind of miss something, and then a huge counter rally comes on and, really hoses you. And, you feel like I wasted a lot of time and like you wasted, a really great opportunity. So I like to take profits off the table. If you're trading, millions of dollars, it's difficult to pull that much money in and out of some of these markets because they're thin. And, so there are limitations. But you can always be lightening up and heavying up, and you can always be attempting to emulate that strategy to the size that the market volume will allow. Traditional markets allow, for a lot more volume, and so that may work out better. If volume is particularly thin in a particular market, you have a particularly large position, into the millions, perhaps it's better to hedge. You can hedge your position. There are exchanges out there, BitMEX being one of them, Kraken being another. I'm sure there are others out there where you can buy and sell options and other futures. And so if you find that it's improbable that you will find the volume that you need in order to unload your position, you can turn around and hedge the position and lower the risk on it, and then be getting out of that position over time. So lots of different ways to do it, but I'm not trading millions. I don't have that problem. Other people may. And believe it or not, it's not that hard to be trading in the millions. Using some leverage, I mean, you can get up into the $1 million, a trade, pretty easily. It's not that bad. I mean, 5x leverage, 10x leverage, $100,000 trade, $150,000 trade levered up to $1 million. It could be there. So anyhow, hope that helps. We will tune back in when we get the opportunity. I'll go ahead and piggyback it onto this video. Actually, no, I'll make a BSV update video and talk about the BSV bounce and the BSV particle line that occurred there. But anyhow, have a good day.